Okay, this is lesson 10. Understanding multiplication of integers. All right, for exercise 1, a group would play one round of the integer game. I'm going to kind of play it a little bit for us here. So in other words, if I were to play one round, and for example, if these were my 4 cards, I just picked 4 cards. -3, 1, 4, and -7. So if I were to rewrite these cards and put my star card at the end, and write that card 2 more times, I would have the following. Move my cards out of the way because I don't need them anymore. Okay. Now it says use your cards from part B. Okay. Write a product that would describe the 3 matching cards. Okay. 4. Well, 3 times 4. It says write an expression that represents how each of the starred cards changes your score. Well, it would change my score because it would add it by 4 plus 4 and plus 4, because we would add that to our score each time. It says write an equation that relates these 2 expressions. Well, 3 times 4 is the same as 4 plus 4 plus 4. It says write an integer that represents the total change in your score by the 3 cards. Well, that would be 12. And then it says write an equation that relates the product and how it affects your score. Well, 3, because product means multiplication. 3 times 4 equals 12. Well, next it says for part C, okay, we're going to pick 4 more cards. And I picked I happen to pick 8. Oops, sorry, 8. -1. 3. And 5. So now, if I do this again, and I write this out, and I rewrite this, and I put 8, -1, 3, and 5, and I write that same one, in 4 more spaces, 5, 5, 5, and 5. It says write a product that describes the 5 matching cards. Well, 5 times 5. Just write an expression that represents how each of the starred cards changes your score. Well, 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. And then it says write an equation that relates these two expressions. Well, 5 times 5 is the same as 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Now it says write an integer that represents the total change in your score by these 5 cards. Well, that would be 25. Just write an equation that relates the product and how it affects your score. Well, that would be 5 times 5 equals 25. It says use the expression 5 times 4 to relate the multiplication of a positive valued card to addition. Well, 5 times 4 equals 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. It says use the expression 3 times negative 5 to relate multiplication of a negative valued card to addition. Well, 3 times negative 5 would equal negative 5 plus negative 5 plus negative 5. Okay? So next, all the 4s from playing the hand on the right are discarded. How will the score be affected? Model this by using a product and an equation. Well, the score decreases by 4 3 times. And we could write this, decrease means a negative 4, and it does this by 3 times. Which means negative 4 times 3 would be, it would decrease by 12. Okay? It says what 3 matching cards would be added to those pictured to get the same change in score. Model this using a product and an equation. All right, to get the same change in score, you would add 3 negative 4s. Okay, so in other words, And let me move this S, it's not, shouldn't be up there. Negative 4s. So it would be negative 4 plus negative 4 plus negative 4. And this would equal negative 12. The equation would be that. Next, seeing how each play affects the score, relate the products that you used to model them. What do you conclude about multiplying integers with opposite signs? Well, what I can conclude is that if I have 3 times negative 4, which would equal negative 4 plus negative 4 plus negative 4, or negative 3 times 4, that would equal negative 3 plus negative 3 plus negative 3 plus negative 3. They both would equal 12. Negative 12. Okay? And that would be they would be the same. Okay? Now, what can we conclude about multiplying integers with opposite signs? F. Signs are opposite. My answer is negative. That's not what this is for, though it means the same. They're two separate numbers, guys. Sorry. There we go. Okay. If matching cards from playing the hand on the right are discarded, how will this hand score be affected? Model using the product in an equation. Okay, so all the matching cards here, 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 and here. So we're moving a negative 2. Would make the score really. Our lights went out, guys. There we go. would make the score increase by 2. So removing all 4 would make it increase by 8. So we are going to remove 4 of the negative 2's, which means we are going to increase, which means positive, our score by 8. So right now we have negative 10. If we add this up, we have negative 10. By removing all of the negative 2's, our score would increase, and our score would then be negative 2. So our score actually increases by 8. So it says, what 4 matching cards could be added to those pictured to get the same change in score? Well, 4 matching twos would be added to the cards to the cards. So 4 times 2 would equal 8. Okay. Now, seeing how each, let me move this up, sorry guys. Seeing how each play affects the score, relate the products that you used to model them. Okay. What do you conclude about multiplying integers with the same sign? So what we found was that if I had negative 4 times negative 2, that seemed to give me the same as 4 times 2. So it seems that they're positives multiplied together are the same as their negatives. Multiplied together. So it says, using the conclusions from example 2 and example 3, What can we conclude about multiplying negative numbers? What we conclude is the product of two negative numbers are the same as two positive numbers. For example, negative 3 times negative 6 is the same as 3 times 6. The product of a negative and a positive is the same as a positive and a negative. For example, 4 times negative 5 is the same as negative 4 times 5. And that ends our lesson.